Wow, here we are today. An American president is threatening to take Greenland by force. And in response, NATO allies like Denmark, Germany, France, the Netherlands, Finland, Norway, and Canada are now putting boots on that ice. The very ice Trump can't have. This isn't a debate about policy anymore. It's a military move. And for Canada, sitting right between all of them, this changes everything. Today, we are breaking down this crisis into three clear parts. First, the real motive. This isn't about national security. It's about something else. But what? Second, the unthinkable. What actually happens if the US clashes with NATO? Where does that leave Canada? And third, the destruction. Why is that happening now? And what bigger story might it be trying to bury? This is about more than a remote island. This is about the rule of a world coming apart. Let's get right into it. Remember, Donald Trump is a convicted fraudster, a con man. So let's be blunt here. Donald Trump's interest in Greenland has nothing to do with defending it from Russia or China. It's about resources. It's about something the fraudster can put into his pocket. Pure and simple. Just like the sudden move on Venezuela was about its massive oil reserves, not national security or drugs. This is a smash and grab foreign policy. See something of value? Take it. The legal owner? Doesn't matter. Who cares? Well, he doesn't. He says Greenland can't defend itself. But here's the truth. Denmark and Greenland asked him what more they could do. They offered more access, more cooperation, under the existing defense deal from 1951. But the Orange con man didn't want that. Instead, he reduced its troops from 1,000 to 200. So much about increased security, eh? He wants the prize, and this creates a huge problem for Canada. We share the world's longest unsecured border with a country that's now talking like borders are simply suggestions. If the US decides sovereignty is optional for a NATO ally like Denmark and can be removed at will, then what's stopping them from deciding our shared border, our Arctic, our water, is just another price to take? This isn't about Canadian furniture threatening the national security of the United States of con, like Trump tried to make the world believe. This is about Trump's fundamental conviction that power means you can take whatever you want. And when your neighbor thinks like that, you don't just get nervous, you start making plans. So, the Danish troops are landing. German troops are on its way, along with a few other nations. And France is sending the navy. This is NATO defending one of its own. Now, a direct military fight between the US and NATO over Greenland? Let's be clear, it's unlikely. Tanks on the ice? Probably not. Why? For once, even in the Trump-controlled Congress, people say, "I'm out," when they face a possibility of a serious war on their own soil. So, for the con man, that would mean impeachment. This time, it would be real. And I think even Trump in his demented brain knows that. But there's another point, the chain reaction. The moment the US even tries something, NATO would be finished. Done. The former member will stick together and defend against Trump. But NATO, as we know it, will be history. And then what? For Canada, it's an impossible choice. Our closest neighbor, our biggest trading partner, is attacking our closest allies, and in extension, us. Would there be a question where we would stand? Do we side with Europe, with the rule of law? Of course we would. Or do we try to stay neutral, hoping the chaos doesn't spill over the border? Of course not, because it's fantasy. But there's no good answer. Our security, our economy, our entire place in the world, nothing would be the same. It's not immediate World War III with flying missiles, but the collapse of the entire system. The very system that kept the world stable since our grandparents' times. And once that system breaks, conflict, hot war becomes a possibility. At this point, the orange fascist gangster is testing his favorite principle. If you say something often enough, it becomes reality. That's how catastrophes start. Not with a bang, but with a president saying, "That's mine," and watching to see who is going to stop him. Now, let's ask the hard question. Why is this happening right now? Is it about resources? Maybe. But I think it's also about something else. It's about timing. Court files are unsealed. Ugly stories re-emerge. A woman named Renee Good is killed in Minneapolis, and the orange conman steers the fire. And then, suddenly, the news cycle has found a new shiny object. Suddenly, it's all about Greenland. A dramatic crisis, and everyone is asking, what is Trump doing? And he welcomes it, because he needs it. It's totally possible that Trump's Greenland talks are also part of a destruction. A big, loud, dangerous destruction. It's a classic move. When the heat at home gets too much, like the Epstein drama, cost of living, social security, ICE, Trump's Gestapo, and many others, start a fire somewhere else. Get everyone looking at the Arctic, not at the documents. Talk about conquest, not about yet another conviction. But we can't afford to look away, because NATO troops now on the ground in Greenland, that's real. It's the absence of trust. The danger to us here in Canada, it's very, very real. So, that is where we stand today. A US felon running a president con, it's threatening an ally for its resources. NATO is mobilizing in response, and the entire foundation of the Western world security is shaking. And Canada is right in the middle of it. This isn't a problem over there, it's a crisis on our doorsteps. It forces Canada into a corner we never thought we would be in. But I want to know, what do you think? If the unthinkable happens and the US pressures Greenland, what should Canada do? Stand with our NATO allies? Try to stay out of it? What is the right call for regular Canadians? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I can't wait to read your thoughts about our future. If this breakdown helps you to connect the dots, please hit the like button and subscribe for more straight talks on the stories that really matter. Thanks for watching. I'm Wilfried Lemkoller from Europe Curious.